Alright, so this is a completely working Knockback 1000. I have not seen anyone create Knockback 1000 before, so I think this is one of the first versions. Also, there is another way to make this. I haven't made it yet. If you don't like this one, let me know that you want to see the other in the comments and I'll upload it. And just quickly, please subscribe. We're nearly at 1k. Show it works. So I've made it so you have to drop a sword, but when I drop the sword, see the cow gets teleported. Now, you probably won't... Oh, there's the cow. See, the cow is all the way up here. It's exactly the same cow, I promise you that. And I will explain after this how it works and like how everything's done. I just want to let you know, the way this works is it teleports them forward a select amount of blocks. So if you're facing downwards, it will teleport them forwards but also that many blocks downwards. If you're facing up in the sky, it will teleport them up into the sky. So basically if you want to be looking exactly like that, for them to be teleported like that. But I've kind of customized it. Anyway, you need a redstone block instead of a lever, but let's get into it. So, the first command you want is a repeat unconditional needs redstone command block. Execute on first tick on with the delay and ticks to 0. And the command is execute at A, tilde tilde tilde, test for at E, type equals item, name equals, then in quotation marks, knockback, comma, R equals 4. So I just want to say, some of these commands you'll be seeing today are slightly complicated. However, just copy exactly what I do, and if it isn't working, don't comment it doesn't work. First of all, make sure you have done, I think I need a tag, let me just check. Make sure you do /tag at S, add knockback like that. I think that's a tag that I've done. Yeah, knockback, if you're copying me exactly. But yeah, so what the first command is doing is executing all players to test for an item, any item named knockback within a radius of 4. Which this sword is named knockback, so that's the way it works. So obviously they can name any item knockback, but there is another way to do it that I'll be showing you in another video if you guys want that. Alright, the next command block is chain conditional, must be conditional, always active with the delay ticks to 0, and just execute at A, up arrow 2, TP at E, type equals exclamation mark player, name equals exclamation mark knockback, R equals 3, up arrow 20, up arrow 100. This is the command that does it all. So it's executing at all players, 2 blocks in front of them, hence up arrow 2, to teleport all entities that aren't players and are not called knockback within a radius of 3 to 20 blocks above, basically 100 blocks in front of where the player is facing, 20 blocks above where they're facing, just to make it so they often won't die on the ground. So this is the complicated command. This is the one that you guys will probably find extremely unusual. And where it says type equals exclamation mark player, instead you can do tag equals exclamation mark knockback. Because that way you can decide who this happens to and you can do it. Basically, if it's exclamation mark player, it won't happen to any players if you attempt to knock them back. However, if instead it's tag equals exclamation mark knockback, this will happen to anyone without tag and knockback. And in that scenario, you need to do /tag at S. Add knockback, and there's a /tag command tutorial, there'll be a link card in the top right. Anyway, third command block is again chain conditional always active with the delay and ticks to 0, and it's set block 25 or whatever your coordinates will be air. What it's doing is taking this block that would normally be redstone block to air, which deactivates its entire mechanism. And obviously these coordinates will be different for you than just the coordinates of this block there. So just get those coordinates and type it in there. Obviously, if you don't have coordinates, do /game rule show coordinates true, and that true, and it will turn them on. And then set block other coordinates redstone block, again chain conditional always active with the delay and ticks to 0. This is setting this this block to redstone, which will activate these command blocks, which I'll come to in a bit. Then the last command block is kill at E, type equals item, name equals knockback. Chain conditional was active with the delay ticks to 0. This is killing this sword so your inventory won't get clogged with them eventually, which is just useful and you can't need it. And then that command block there will have set this block to redstone, which means all these commands will activate. So the first one, this one is unnecessary. Basically, get rid of that one. That one does not matter. And then this one is impulse unconditional needs redstone with the delay ticks of 0, and it's execute at P. Tilde 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 structure load KB sword tilde tilde tilde. What it's doing is executing at the closest player, or you probably should do at P tag equals knockback 1000 No, sorry, not just knockback, and then probably at A actually. Basically, execute at A, tag equals knockback, tilde tilde tilde, structure load KB sword, tilde tilde tilde. So, what this is doing is executing out all players now with the tag of knockback, which is a tag you want if you don't want to take knockback by the players and you want to be able to deal knockback. Structure load KB sword. So what this is doing is loading the structure of KB sword, which is just this entity. So where you get the structure is just rename this sword in an anvil to knockback. And then what I did is I dropped it. I actually need to turn this off so it won't do anything. I dropped this, so I got the coordinates of this block, which is 31.5 minus 37. Dropped it, and then 31.5 minus 37, wasn't it? And then you do slash structure save, and then the name. The name is KB sword for me, but that doesn't really matter. The coordinates, so 31. So basically the coordinates of wherever the knockback sword that you want to save is, and then disk. So basically just copy that out, but the coordinates will be whatever the coordinates are for you. And then just execute it, and then you'll save a structure named KB sword, which will have this sword saved in it, because you can't give swords which are named, I don't think. So when that's done, what this is going to do is basically drop that sword from basically wherever the player is, so they pick it up and they get the sword again, basically. The next command block is set block coordinates air, chain condition always active, so it takes to 0, which is setting this block back to air, so obviously this won't re-execute because this is impulse. However, you don't want that there because that will block up the system. And then chain condition always active, set block coordinates redstone block. Just set this back to redstone, which will mean that the entire system can be kind of reactivated and done again, if you will. So I'm sorry if that was super confusing for you. I tried to go really quickly there because I didn't really want to make this too complicated. I should mention, you can change these coordinates. So what 100 here, you can change this to 200 or 10 or sorry, upper back 500 or whatever. That's so 500 is 500 blocks. I do 100, which I recommend. Whether you can do as many blocks as you want, and you can change where it says 20 as well. You got to 2 though. You can change where it says 20 here though to whatever you want. It doesn't matter. However, I've done 20, and I recommend you doing 22. And again, and I said this sword can be renamed. It doesn't have to be called knockback. Whether I named it knockback just because it kind of makes sense, and Enchantment Knockback 2 does nothing. There is another way of making this, which, again, comment down below if you want to see it sometime. I don't want to title the video, though. Another way. Okay. Basically, it's the same thing, but if you're holding the sword, so not dropping it, which means if you're holding the sword and facing a mob, it will teleport them, which is kind of cool as well. But let me know if you want to see that. And yeah, I hope you understood this tutorial. Again, if you have any questions about how this works or whatever, or if it isn't working for you, let me know in the comments. However, before you do that, please check the previous output, which is, I know you can't see my mouse, I don't think, which is here. And that will tell you what went wrong. If it's just something like this, that just doesn't mean anything. And also, make sure you've got the tag of knockback, so just do /tag at s as knockback to make sure that you have that tag, because otherwise it won't work. And yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please do consider leaving a like down below and subscribe for more gameplay, tutorials, things like that. It'd really go a long way. Also, comment down below for any other videos you want to see. I really appreciate your suggestions. And join my Discord, follow me on Instagram, links in the description. Thanks for 100k total channel views, that's insane. And I'll see you guys in a couple of days with another video. Peace.